The energy at US Bank Stadium is unmatched, Skull Nation, and today we're talking about a change that's hitting the sidelines in 2025. The NFL is swapping out the classic chain gang for a high-tech system to measure first downs. This isn't just a small tweak. It's a league-wide shift that's got Vikings fans buzzing. So what's the deal and how does it affect our purple and gold? Let's unpack this news and see what it means for our game day experience. For decades, the chain crew has been part of the NFL's soul, holding those iconic orange poles and hustling up and down the field. But starting this season, 6 high-definition cameras in every NFL stadium, including our own US Bank Stadium, will track the ball's position to determine if it's crossed that crucial 10-yard mark. The NFL says this Hawkeye technology will make calls faster, potentially in seconds, and cut down on those controversial measurements we've all screamed about. Sound like a win? Or are we losing something special? Let me know in the comments. One Vikings legend, Phil Finanger, who worked the chain gang from 1995 to 2022, shared his thoughts on this shift. After 28 seasons on the sidelines, he's seen it all, and we're going to dive into his story to understand why this change hits so hard for lifelong fans like us. Stay tuned because this is about more than just tech. It's about the heart of the game we love. Phil Finanger's name might not be on the Vikings roster, but for 28 years, he had the best seat in the house at US Bank Stadium and the Metrodome before it. As a chain crew member, he was right there on the sidelines, measuring first downs and soaking in every second of Vikings football. I would pinch myself every Sunday morning when I got up, Phil said, reflecting on his incredible run. Can you imagine being that close to the action for nearly 3 decades? What's your favorite Vikings memory from those years? During his tenure, Phil witnessed moments that still give us chills. Picture this: 2009, Brett Favre in a Vikings jersey, slinging passes and leading us to the NFC Championship. Phil was there, feeling the electricity as his spine was just chilling. Those are the moments that make Vikings football legendary. But with the chain gang stepping into a backup role, will we lose that human connection on the field? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about it. Phil's not just a bystander. He's a true fan who lived the highs and lows with us. From Randy Moss's mooning celebration to Adrian Peterson's record-breaking runs, he was there for it all. His stories remind us why we bleed purple and gold. But as technology takes over, what's next for the chain crew's legacy? Let's keep digging into Phil's journey and what this change means for the Vikings. Let's travel back to 2018 Skull Nation, because Phil Finanger calls it his career highlight. That year, US Bank Stadium hosted the Super Bowl, and Phil was right there on the chain gang, feeling the energy of the biggest game in football. From the time I woke up that morning to the time I went to bed, I just had this energy about me, he said. The white hat referee even gave the crew a shout-out for a job well done. How epic would it be to get that kind of props on the NFL's biggest stage? That Super Bowl wasn't just a game. It was a celebration of everything the Vikings and Minnesota represent. Phil and his crew were part of the spectacle, ensuring every first down was measured with precision under the world's watchful eyes. Moments like these make you proud to be a Vikings fan, right? What's the one game you wish you could have been on the sidelines for? Share it in the comments. But even with those unforgettable memories, Phil's feeling bittersweet about the NFL's new direction. The chain gang's role is shrinking, and for someone who lived and breathed Vikings football, that's tough to swallow. Let's explore why this change is hitting home for Phil and fans like us who love the traditions of the game. Phil Finanger isn't cheering for this new tech takeover, and I bet a lot of you feel the same. The chain crew's presence is valuable, to the point where they should not be removed from the game, he said. I hope they are never removed totally. That's the voice of a true Viking, fighting to keep the human element alive. Do you agree with Phil? Should the chain gang stay front and center, or is it time to embrace the future? The NFL's Hawkeye system, using 6 8K cameras, promises to save up to 40 seconds per measurement, making games faster and, in theory, fairer. But let's be real, those dramatic chain gang moments, like when the ref stretches the chain and the crowd holds its breath, are part of what makes football so intense. Will we miss that suspense at US Bank Stadium? I'm curious. Hit me with your take in the comments. Phil's passion for the Vikings shines through, even as he worries about the chain crew's future. His love for the game reminds us why we're all here, chanting Skol and cheering for our team. Let's take a closer look at how this tech is rolling out and what it means for the Vikings 2025 season. The NFL isn't messing around with this tech, Skol Nation. According to the league, Hawkeye has been tested behind the scenes in NFL games last season and is already in use in the United Football League. 6 cameras in every stadium, including ours, will track the ball's position with pinpoint accuracy. But here's the catch. Referees still spot the ball manually, so those controversial spots, they're not going away. Is this tech really solving the problem, or just shifting it? For Vikings fans, this change comes at a pivotal time. We're heading into 2025 with a revamped roster, J.J. McCarthy at the helm, and a tough schedule ahead. The last thing we need is a bad call on a crucial third down against the Lions or Packers. Could Hawkeye be the edge we need for cleaner games? Or is it just a shiny new toy? What do you think? Will this make our games fairer or just less human? Phil Fernanger's 28 years on the sidelines taught him that football is about more than measurements. It's about heart. As we look at this new system, let's remember the passion that drives our team and our fan base. Up next, we'll dive into Phil's retirement and how he's embracing life as a full-time Vikings fan. After 28 seasons, Phil Fernanyer hung up his chain gang gear in 2022. My body said that was enough, he admitted. And I think we can all relate to that feeling after a long Vikings game day. Now, he's traded the sidelines for the stands, cheering on our Vikings as one of us. Can you imagine going from being inches away from Justin Jefferson to watching from the crowd? What would you miss most about being that close to the action? Phil's retirement didn't dim his love for the Vikings. He still treasures the memories, like the signed hat from his final season, a keepsake from his chain crew brothers. That hat's a piece of Vikings history, just like Phil's 28 years of service. It's a reminder of the dedication behind the scenes that makes our game days unforgettable. Got a Vikings keepsake you cherish? Tell me about it below. As Phil steps into his new role as a fan, he's got a front row seat to the 2025 season, where our Vikings are poised for greatness. But with the chain gang taking a backseat, will the game feel the same? Let's talk about how this tech is changing the NFL and what it means for our purple pride. Hawkeye technology isn't just a Vikings thing. It's league-wide, from Lambeau to SoFi Stadium. The NFL says it's about speed and accuracy, but for fans like us, it's about the vibe at US Bank Stadium. Those chain gang moments, when the crew jogs out and the crowd roars, add to the drama of a close game. Will cameras capture that same energy? I'm not so sure. What's your favorite chain gang memory from a Vikings game? The system uses 6 8K cameras to create a virtual measurement, displayed in stadiums and on TV, much like tennis's line calls or MLB's strike zone tech. It's slick, no doubt, but Phil Fernanger's words stick with me. I think people like seeing people. That's the Vikings spirit, community, passion, and heart. Do you think tech will enhance our game day experience or take something away? Drop your thoughts in the comments. As we gear up for the 2025 season, this change is just one piece of the puzzle. With J.J. McCarthy leading the charge and a stacked roster, we've got bigger things to focus on, like crushing the NFC North. Let's keep exploring how this tech fits into our Vikings journey. Let's talk about timing, Skol Nation, because the NFL's all about speed with this new system. They claim Hawkeye will shave up to 40 seconds off first down measurements, keeping games moving and reducing those nail-biting delays. Imagine a tight game against the Bears, fourth quarter, and we need a quick call to keep the momentum. Could this be a game changer for our Vikings? What do you think? Faster calls or less drama? But here's the kicker. The chain crew isn't gone. They'll still be on the sidelines as a backup, ready to step in if the tech fails. That's a nod to tradition, and for fans like Phil Fernanyer, it's a small comfort. The orange poles might still make an appearance at US Bank Stadium, but will it feel the same without the crew front and center? Share your take. Do we need the chain gang for the full Vikings experience? With the season kicking off soon, this tech is just one of many changes for our Vikings. From new offensive linemen to J.J. McCarthy's first start, 2025 is shaping up to be wild. Let's dive into how this change stacks up against the bigger picture for our team. For Vikings fans, the Chain Gang is more than just a job. It's a tradition that's been part of our game day DNA since the Metrodome days. Phil Fernanger's 28 years on the sidelines gave him a front-row seat to Vikings history, from Favre's heroics to the Minneapolis Miracle. His stories remind us how much the little details, like the chain crew, shape our love for the game. What's a Vikings tradition you'd hate to see fade away? The NFL's push for tech isn't new. From instant replay to player tracking, the league's always chasing innovation. But at what cost? Phil's plea to keep the chain crew hits home because it's about the people who make football special. Will Hawkeye make our games better? Or is it stripping away the soul of Sundays at US Bank Stadium? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. As we look ahead, the Vikings are gearing up for a brutal 2025 schedule, including international games in Dublin and London. With so much on the line, let's see how this tech change fits into our quest for a Super Bowl. Skol Nation, let's get real. This change is bittersweet. Phil Fernanger's love for the Vikings shines through when he talks about his signed hat from his final season in 2022. "This is the hat I wore in my last season, and then I had the chain crew members sign it," he said. "That's not just a hat. It's a piece of Vikings lore, a symbol of the grind and passion behind every game." What's your most prized Vikings memento? The chain crew's new role as a backup might keep them on the field, but it's not the same as watching them hustle for every first down. For 28 years, Phil was part of that hustle, and his stories, from Favre to the Super Bowl, remind us why we're so passionate about this team. Will you miss seeing the Chain Gang in action? Or are you hyped for the tech upgrade? Drop a comment and let's debate. With the 2025 season just weeks away, we've got bigger battles to fight, like taking down the Lions on Christmas Day. But this Chain Gang story is a reminder of the heart behind our team. Let's keep the Skol spirit alive as we dive into the next chapter. The NFL's Hawkeye system is straight out of a sci-fi movie, Skol Nation. 8K cameras tracking every inch of the ball's movement, all to make sure we get those first down calls right. The tech's been battle-tested in tennis and cricket, and even the UFL is using it. But here's my question. Will it hold up in the chaos of an NFC North showdown at US Bank Stadium? What do you think? Can tech handle the pressure of a Vikings game? Phil Fernanger's time on the Chain Gang showed him how much every call matters. A bad spot or a slow measurement can swing a game, and we've all seen it happen against us. With Hawkeye promising faster, cleaner calls, could this be the edge our Vikings need in tight games? Or will we miss the drama of the Chain Gang stretching those chains? Hit me with your thoughts below. As we get ready for JJ McCarthy's first snap and a shot at the playoffs, this tech is just one piece of the puzzle. Let's talk about how it fits into our game plan for 2025 and beyond. For Vikings fans, the Chain Gang is part of what makes game days special. Those orange poles, the crew sprinting out, the crowd holding its breath. It's all part of the US Bank Stadium magic. Phil Fernanyer lived that magic for 28 years, and his stories of Favre, the Super Bowl, and more are what make Vikings football legendary. What's the one game day tradition you can't imagine without? The NFL's betting big on Hawkeye to make games smoother. But Phil's words stick with me. I think people like seeing people. That's the Vikings way: heart, hustle, and community. As we head into 2025 with a new QB and a stacked roster, will this tech change the vibe of our games? I want to hear from you. Drop a comment with your take. With the season around the corner, we've got plenty to get hyped about, from international games to a shot at the Super Bowl. Let's keep the Chain Gang spirit alive as we cheer on our Vikings. Let's talk about the future, Skol Nation. The NFL says Hawkeye will make games faster and fairer, but it's not perfect. Referees still spot the ball by hand, so those controversial calls we've screamed about, they're not going anywhere. Think back to that missed call against the Saints in the playoffs. Could tech have saved us? What's a call you wish we could have overturned? For the Vikings, 2025 is all about momentum. With JJ McCarthy, Justin Jefferson, and a revamped defensive line, we're built for a deep run. But in close games, every first down counts. If Hawkeye delivers cleaner calls, it could be a game-changer against tough opponents like the Eagles or Cowboys. Are you buying into this tech? Or do you think the Chain Gang's human touch is irreplaceable? Let me know below. Phil Fernanger's legacy reminds us that Vikings football is about more than wins. It's about the people who make it happen. As we gear up for the season, let's honor that spirit and get ready to Skol. Alright, Skol Nation, it's time to wrap this up. But the conversation's just getting started. The Chain Gang's stepping back, and Hawkeye's taking over. But one thing never changes: our love for the Minnesota Vikings. From Phil Fernanger's 28 years on the sidelines to J.J. McCarthy's first snap, we're all in for 2025. What's got you most hyped for the season? New tech, new players, or something else? Drop it in the comments. Let's keep the purple pride burning bright. Hit that like button if you're ready for Vikings football, subscribe for more Vikings news, and share this video with your fellow fans. We've got a tough schedule ahead, but with Skol Nation behind us, there's nothing we can't do. Let's make some noise for our Vikings. Skol.